Hello and welcome back to Accessible Globe TV. We have been gone a long time, but there's reasons for it. Let me tell you just a little bit about it in a minute. Yep, we were gone a long time. In fact, we were traveling, post-COVID traveling. It was so much fun. And I went to one of my most favorite places, which is the Philippines. We'll talk about that in a moment. As everybody knows, I have been involved in accessible travel for many years, and we've done accessible travel in Thailand. Carl will whack just a little bit of that up while I'm talking to you. And really, it's one of my passions to bring people from different parts of the world to Asia, because everybody hungers for something that is culturally different, and Asia sure is culturally different. So that's a little bit of our Thailand tour. And I was thinking to myself, where should we go next? So if we come back to me, I went to one of my old stomping grounds, which was the Philippines. I love the Philippines. I lived there for a while. It's a wonderful country, and it's got something going for it that most other Asian countries don't have, and that is a large percentage of the population speak fairly good English. So if you have a disability or a speech impediment, anything at all, it's going to be a lot more easy to be understood and to understand people in the Philippines. So why haven't I promoted the Philippines before? Basically, it's very, very inaccessible. And I've also been very unhappy with the way that Philippine people with disabilities are sort of treated. They're hidden away and they're not treated very well at all, and they're given limited to no opportunities. So we decided we might try to change that. And if you look at our Accessible Globe logo, we have decided to open Accessible Globe Philippines. There you go. There's the logo incorporating the Philippine flag. Now, why have we done this? We've done this for a couple of reasons. One, I love the Philippines and I want people to see it. And two, I want to help. I want to improve the lives of people with disabilities in the Philippines. Now, that might seem like a very big goal, and actually, it is a very big goal. So, how are we going to try to achieve it? First of all, when we went over there, we went over because there was a gentleman, Carlo Battaglia, who was giving away thousands of wheelchairs to people to make their lives better. So my friend Mark Velasco told me about him, and I thought, well, let's start there. Let's go and talk to him and see if the climate in the Philippines had changed. Let's see if Philippine people and politicians and so on are in a better place for changing the lives of Philippine PWDs. So we went, and it was fantastic. There was quite a change, not enough of a change, but quite a change. And we put to these people that are in fairly high public places that things probably need to change, and they agreed. And they asked us if we had a non-profit organisation over there, how would we tackle it? And I said, governments never like to give money to things unless they think they can make money back. I'm not being rude. That's just the way governments are. So I told them one of my main philosophies in life, and that is that the world has to change its attitude about doing things for disabled people, and instead do them to make money and recognize the value that people with disabilities and the disability community bring to any country, to any business venture, to any sector, like the tourist sector. So we talked about it, and I explained how just in 1 year in America, American people with disabilities spent $13.6 billion. Guess what? The eyes lit up as they saw the potential for cash. We talked about the kind of visas that we needed. We talked about how to start it by perhaps making one or two disabled resorts, or making one or two resorts that are already there accessible. Start with somewhere in Manila and then on one of the islands. And then start running tours to the Philippines. That was the first part. They got excited because they could see that it could bring money into the country. But that doesn't do a lot to help people with disabilities in the Philippines with job opportunities or things like that. So we thought the best thing we could do is have a couple of projects that show that people with disabilities can not only create a project, they can run it, they can manage it, they can promote it. I thought, what can we do? And as many of my friends know, I have a ridiculous amount of model trains. Well, I'll give you a look at just some of them over here, I think. Yep, look, I got lots. I got model trains that I've got too many. So we are going to do, that's games, we'll talk about them in a minute, but we'll talk about them later. What we're doing with the model trains, that's all right, Carl. What we're doing with the model trains is we've already spoken to people in the Philippines, and it looks very much like we have a building being donated in a large tourist area, and we are going to set up a project where Philippine people with PWDs will create a train layout, a model train layout. They'll build all the mountains, put all the lighting in, put all the buildings in that we're taking over, do all sorts of things, and then the Department of Tourism will promote it as a tourist attraction and people will pay to go in and have a look. So what we're doing is we are creating a project to show that people with disabilities can not only build and formulate a plan for a business, but run it successfully as people with disabilities. The second project we've got, you can go over to those games now, Carl, is my other obsession. I've got about 400 board games, and we are going to take them over and perhaps start a board game cafe, totally run by people with disabilities. If you can hear snoring, that's my dog in the background, by the way. So those are the two projects that we are looking at the moment. Yes, they're quite ambitious, but we finally have been given some support also by the Philippine Eagles, which is a fraternity over there. We've got we spoke to the Commissioner for Higher Education. We've got ex-immigration lawyers getting involved. We are so excited that I just can't stop talking. In fact, I'm talking too much. The Philippines is a marvelous place. We're going to show it to you over the next few months. We're going to show you how beautiful it is in tourist areas, and we're going to show you some of the music that we filmed there. Probably one of the best musical countries in the world. Absolutely incredible. We are excited to launch Accessible Globe Philippines, and that will be happening this month, and we'll keep you informed. I'm sorry we've been away for so long, but guess what? We're back, and we'll be continuing to make videos. Thank you so much for listening today. Let's just say thanks to some of the people who have very patiently supported us.
If you've enjoyed our content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like and share the segments. It really does help. Special thanks to Simple Solutions. They're a wonderful NDIS training organisation and also an NDIS provider. Thank you to Hello World Travel in Hervey Bay, who do all the bookings for our various travel adventures. Totally Mobile, who are there for all your mobility needs. Also, a big thanks to the National Disability Insurance Scheme. It's provided by the government, but without it, I would have loads of trouble actually living life and making these programs. Thanks to everyone, and we'll see you again real soon.